It's time for the Scott Buening Show. Learn all about Southridge Raider football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Grosvenor Communications. Go Raiders!
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Do you have old videotapes and films sitting around your house? Let Milligan Communications convert them to DVD for you. VHS, VHS-C, 8mm, or Beta. If they are videotapes, Milligan Communications can do them all. They can also convert 8mm, Super 8, and 16mm film. DVDs would make a great Christmas gift. Call Milligan Communications today, 812-630-2449 for more information.
Building a bright future, Jubilor Development. We're proudly serving your community. Family and friends, a winning team. Locally owned, built on quality. Jubilor, the name to depend on. Building a brighter future, Jubilor Development.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Welcome to this week's Scott Buening Show. Coach, last week you played the Lawrenceburg in the regional. Why don't you recap that game for us?
It was obviously a tough one. Didn't turn out the way that we hoped it would, but we couldn't have asked anything else out of our kids and what they've given us this year. And I'm really proud of their effort, really proud of what they accomplished, and even more so, really proud of how they represented our program and our school. Lawrenceburg's got a good football team. They run the ball really well. They've got a couple really good athletes. We took us a little bit to settle in defensively. We were able to get a goal line stand on the first drive, and we were at least able to flip field positions a little bit with a pass down the sideline to Levi Nykum, and we kind of went back and forth a little bit, and they finally broke through for a touchdown, and they missed the extra point, and then we were able to answer back with our own touchdown, and then had to lead 7-6 at halftime, and then halfway through the third, I think we were still 7-6, and we had just really a 30-second phase in the game where they finally broke free for a 50-yard touchdown, and then our very next offensive play, ball got tipped up in the air, went right to one of their kids, and he returned it to the 1-yard line, and then they were able to score. And that 30-second couple plays right there, really flipped the momentum of the game, and we just weren't able to recover after that.
And it might have been a loss in the regional, but it doesn't take back from that you guys had an awesome season.
No, I totally agree. In the younger days, you always want to keep playing. You always want to go another week. I think when you're younger, it's a lot of that ego and pride talking. I think as you get older, you miss going to practice. You miss spending time with the kids. We really enjoyed this group, enjoyed them tremendously. And they just every practiced hard every day, very engaged. Great teammates, just tremendous teammates. And you don't take. And frankly, in the 10 years I've been here, I've felt that way. I think we as a coaching staff have felt that way about dang near every group we've had, and we know how lucky we are to be in a community and a school and a program like this, and how fortunate we are. And it's sad when it's over, and more so because we don't get any more time with our seniors. But it's a group that they're very ready to move on to the next phase of their life, and look forward to seeing what they do. As dads and future leaders in our community and all that kind of stuff. So excited for them. Excited they got to put their conference championship year up and put their sectional championship year up. That's a very difficult thing to do, and they won a lot of games, won a lot of tournament games, won 2 sectionals, a regional, both in 3A, and then 2 conference championships. So something that they should really be proud of.
And, the thing I looked at when I was going over, I got your roster out, I was going over the seniors, and come to realize you guys got a lot of underclassmen coming back. Other than Schrader and Nycom, as far as rushing and passing and receiving, most of your kids are underclassmen.
We had a really good mix of, our senior class and what they brought to the table. And the junior class, I think, supplemented both their personality and physical attributes very well. And the seniors, I think, supplemented the juniors' personality and physical traits very, very well. And, they just meshed together. And it takes both of those groups to do that. Ego, pride, wasn't really a factor this year. It was just trying to be as good as we could be as a team. And I'm very thankful for both of those groups and, appreciate the type of people they are. They're competitors. They want to compete. They want to win. They don't care what their role is. Whatever it is, they're going to do it and do it to the best of their ability. Had, quite a few guys step up this year, and we're going to have some big holes to replace and some big shoes to fill. I mean, we do have some kids coming back with some experience, and their challenge is going to be what last year's senior group challenge was to lead. As underclassmen, you get to concern yourself mostly with yourself and your job and doing your job and working hard and those kind of things. As seniors, you've got to take that next step, and it's not just about you, but the rest of the team and the standard you set, number one, but then also the standard that you expect, out of your teammates and to lead them, through the season. So, that will be a big challenge for us. And, but we do have some pieces coming back who, if they can mature and grow and work hard and compete in their other sports and come into the season focused and, ready to push, hopefully, maybe further than we did this year. We got a lot of work to do that, but, we'll get back to that process and try to do it.
And we'll be back on the Buening Show right after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Bushworth Communications.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
And welcome back to the Buening Show. And Coach, I'll tell you what, it's always hard to tell the seniors goodbye, but you had a really good group of seniors.
Yeah, it sure did. This group, I think they've improved as much as any group over their time in our program that we've had. They have really done a tremendous job. The group we had, tremendously hard workers, great kids, very strong academically, very strong character kids. They have tremendous families, and they have a passion for being a Raider and what being a Raider stands for. And they have their work cut out for them, to leave Southridge in a better place than it was. And I don't know if it's a better place than it was, because I think it's always been really, really good. But they've certainly left this program in a good place, and they did their part, and and excelled. We don't have, we've had a lot of successful teams here, but to finish 11-2, to respond from a 5-5 season last year, and to get us right back on that winning path, and to kind of get that going was just a tremendous credit to them.
Why don't I list the seniors in individually, and you can say what comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Levi Nycom.
Well, Levi, he was a kid. We're going to talk about Levi for a long time in our program. He was our quarterback last year. He didn't do anything to lose that job. And, Hudson came in when Levi had when he got hurt last year, just a freak thing. And he couldn't continue playing, through the rest of our season. And Hudson came in and did a great job. And, the quarterback position gets a lot of attention. And, when we talked to Levi over the summer, about how, we wanted to go about this and talk through it. And, he just, he epitomized everything there is, everything tremendous about being a Raider, and he just wanted to win. And, he went out and playing wingback and safety, and, he was tremendous, really, really good. And, he had probably even, we had some pretty high expectations for him going into the season, and as a wingback and a safety, and, he exceeded those, and just, really found himself and found the confidence, and, really tickled for the season he had.
Alex Niehaus.
Alex, a kid who, he joined football late. His sophomore year, I believe, was his first year, and you could kind of see it middle of last year. It was starting to click a little bit with him, and he was starting to find some confidence in himself, and that he could, he could come out and compete and do the things that we need to do. And so, really proud of Alex. He ended up punting this year, which is something he hadn't really done. And, he was a weapon back there as a punter, and really helped us with field position numerous times.
Caleb Kramer.
Caleb, what a season he had. Levi, ended up first team all-conference kid. Caleb, I tell you, the year he had defensively was unbelievable. He was just recently here named our conference defensive player of the year, and tremendously well-deserved. He and Reed playing inside linebackers, they were as stout as any group that we've had. Very athletic, very tough, hard-nosed. Caleb had, his instincts were tremendous. He was at times, he just took over and dominated games. And, and we saw the athletic potential in him, up until this year. Thought he'd been a little inconsistent maybe at times. And this year it just clicked for him. And, we don't touch the things we did this year without Caleb's performance and the things that he did. And man, did he really, really come on and have a tremendous season.
Joe Whitty.
Joe, he's the epitome of just a tremendous teammate. He's a good athlete. He plays corner. Did a great job at corner. He just continued to get better and better and better. Through last year and then through this year, and we struggled last year, defending the pass, and this year, for the most part, that was a strength of ours, Joe, whatever you needed done, Joe was going to do it. Just a tremendous kid, tremendous young man from a tremendous family who's going to go on and do a lot of incredible things here after high school.
Reed Schrader.
Reed was he was actually recently named our overall conference player of the year. Offensively, defensively, the kid is he's a stud. He's finished fifth in wrestling last year in the state. He's going to go to Army and wrestle. He epitomizes, he has a tremendous focus, a tremendous work ethic. He's very driven. He wants to be great. I think, frankly, he exceeded our expectations a little bit, especially as a running back. He became a weapon for us. And as the season went on, he got better and better and better. And, and really was such a huge part of our offense, to the extent where teams really had to cheat their defense, to try to take him away. And, and that opened up a lot of other things that we did. He was a captain, a leader, and, he's going to be a tough one to replace next year.
And I think I might have told you last week, but on Facebook I read from a Facebook friend that he's an Air Jill's person. He said the best thing about Reed Schrader is we'll never have to play him again.
Yeah, I guess if you're not a Southridge guy, you might feel that way. And we'd love to have him back. We'd love to have all these guys back. But as said, definitely excited for them to move on and get the rest of their lives started.
Felix Alvarado.
Yeah, Felipe is, he's a kid. He just joined us this year. He hadn't played football ever, he came out. He came to all our strength training in the summer, getting up at 6 a.m. and, just a tremendous teammate. He came out every day, worked hard, whatever he could do to help us, he did it, and it was just a pleasure to have on the team this year.
Drew Gerber.
Drew Gerber had a tremendous season. He had knee surgery as a sophomore, and last year, we had to play him out of position last year. We had to play him at offensive tackle, and man, he fought like crazy out there, and he was still, getting his legs back under him and things. And this year we were able to move him to his more natural position, which was offensive guard. He was an honorable mention all-conference kid this year. He was another captain for us, along with Reed and Caleb Kramer and Luke Meyer. And he just did a tremendous job, and we could always count on him. He was always working with the other kids and trying to help them with blocking assignments or whatever they needed. And he just was a huge part of our offensive line success this year.
Luke Meyer.
Luke, I think Luke might be the most improved player that we've had come through this program in quite some time. He's a kid that wasn't even sure if he wanted to keep playing football after his sophomore year. He just didn't have a lot of confidence in himself. He stuck with it and just worked really hard. And, going into his junior year, remember going back into the summer and, as we film all our practices and scrimmages and things, and Luke's just always around the ball. And, he went from a kid that really wasn't on our radar to a kid that ended up starting every game. And then coming into this year, I'm biased, but I think he was one of the top 5 or 6 defensive players in the area. Playing defensive line didn't get a ton of notoriety, but extremely quick, extremely athletic, had very good instincts as a defensive lineman, and he also became a guy that we really leaned on the offensive line as well. And he's a kid we're going to tell stories about too. As we move forward, just about perseverance and just hanging in there and just what hard work can do.
Scott Painter.
Scotty had another good season. He started quite a bit on our defensive line this year. We, depending on the scheme we were playing at any given time, we used different guys, and Scotty was a big part of our defensive line. He rotated as an offensive lineman just again, another kid, worked really hard, put a lot of time and effort into what he did, and just again, another tremendous teammate.
Michael Hossenauer.
Yeah, Mike, he played football in middle school, took a couple years off, came back, and man, did he was a huge asset to us. Again, another kid, just worked really, really hard. Another undersized kid on our offensive and defensive lines. He rotated in a lot at offensive guard, and he brought some athletic ability to our defensive line. He did a great job. He had a great first step, and and he was really, took a lot of pride in what he did, and he wanted to be good at it. He wanted to help us win. He wanted to, anything he could do. He broke his pinky earlier in the season, and they actually had to go in and have a minor surgery just to get things kind of cleaned up in there. And man, I never seen a kid work so hard to be a part of practice because he didn't want to miss any time. And and then as soon as he was cleared, he was able to come back. And just a tough, hard-nosed kid who just really fit, what we hope to have out of our players.
Eric Buening.
Yeah, Eric, he had a tough summer. He had a great off season. Had a tough summer. He pulled his hamstring in strength training one morning, and took him a while to get recovered from that. And as soon as he came back from that, he tweaked his shoulder, and so he missed quite a few weeks there during the season. And we got him back towards the latter part of the middle of the season, anyway. And man, he came back with really had a chip on his shoulder and really wanted to finish strong, and he was our starting right tackle, and played some defensively too. And he's a strong kid who just another kid, great teammate. He gave us some push off tackle, which we really needed at times. Played really hard, really cared. Very passionate young man, and he was just starting to scratch the surface, I think, of his abilities from a football perspective. And looking forward to hopefully that continuing on into his wrestling season.
And last but not least, Xavier Chubb Horton.
Yeah, Xavier, he's a kid who he's an accomplished wrestler. That's a sport that's very important to him. He actually didn't pad up the last couple of years. He's battled through some wrestling injuries, and he's a kid that wanted to be a part of the program, was trying to get healed up from wrestling, and he'd come to practice and he would help us film. He'd help whatever we needed. He did it, and just wanted to be a part, wanted to be with his buddies, and really appreciate all the time and effort he put into helping us out, even though it wasn't a situation where, he could pad up and do it. He was still a tremendous contributor to our football program.
And, and that list, all the seniors that played, did you have any senior managers?
We did. We had Elizabeth Holler, who she's been with us a couple of years, just a tremendous young lady. I've known her for quite some time, and kind of a quiet young lady, but has a great smile, was always, helping anywhere she could, and our manager group was really top notch, and she was a big part of that. We had one other one, Allison Buening, who is my daughter. She's been managing since about 5th grade, and she's just always been around, practice and sports, and even as she played volleyball, and on Friday nights, she would come to the games, and so if she didn't have volleyball going, she was at the games, and she loves her classmates and everything else, but I just she didn't need to go sit in the student section, or she wanted to be around the team, she wanted to be around the sport, and I'll miss her, and from that perspective, she's just been a lot of fun to have around, and and she's really helped out tremendously.
Well, Coach, when that clock hit 0 the other night, that meant your juniors were then now seniors, your sophomores now juniors, et cetera. So bigger, stronger, faster.
Amen to all that, man. I think, that's football around here is awfully competitive. There's a lot of good coaches, a lot of good programs, a lot of good players, and you can't miss on any aspect of the preparation. And for us, we believe the next part of preparation is these kids going out and competing as Raiders, basketball, wrestling, swimming, any of those kind of things, and these other sports, and then continuing to strength train and do those things. And you got to be on point around here. If you're not, the opponents, the other programs down here are going to make you pay for it. And so while we're certainly enjoying the season we had and proud of the season we had, already starting to get an eye towards next year and getting back to the process and doing those things well and to get prepared for next season.
Well, Coach, have a nice off season and work 'em hard.
All right. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate everything this year.
And you've been listening to the Scott Buening Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. We'll see you next year.
Building a bright future, Jubilar Development. We're proudly serving your community. Family and friends, a winning team. Locally owned, built on quality. Jubilar, the name to depend on. Building a brighter future, Jubilar Development.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
You have been listening to The Scott Buening Show. Join us every week to learn more about Southridge Raider football. This week's show has been brought to you by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. See you next week.